Are you ready to create a life you crave? Let's spin that doom loop of negativity into an upward success cycle and start living lucky.
Good morning.
I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
And we are living lucky.
You are too.
Rest and recovery.
R&R.
Are you giving yourself rest and recovery? And what is the feeling that you're attaching to it? Something happened to me over the last week, and I want to share it with everyone because I feel like it has been such an aha moment for me. And that is, I've told all of you that I'm doing this scuba gym, right?
Yes.
This underwater walking. Now, last Monday, I wasn't really feeling 100%. We had just gotten back from our trip. I was feeling jet lagged. And in fact, I had a little bit of a cold and whatnot.
Well, we had gone 100 miles an hour.
I know.
We'd gone 5,000 miles away from home.
I know.
And we just packed in as much as we could, and as much talking, connecting, conferencing, speaking, performing, learning, all these things. And we didn't really give ourselves a time to break and relax. It was kind of a work vacation.
Yes. And so my coach at the scuba gym, he says to me, you realize that every time you come here, which is on Monday and Wednesdays, every time you go scuba walking, you need to schedule 2 hours of rest and recovery afterwards. 2 hours. And then he really drilled in it. He was like, that means you go home, you lay on the couch, you lay in bed, you lay down. And not for 1 hour, but for 2 hours.
Give yourself permission.
And when he told me that, it was almost like, oh my gosh, I have to do this in order for my body to recover and whatnot. All of a sudden, when I came home afterwards, which I'm always exhausted after I go swimming anywhere, but especially after scuba gym, I came home, I ate, I changed my clothes, and I got on the couch. And giving myself permission to rest and recover, it put a whole different feeling to it.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I go on the couch, I feel guilty.
Anxious. What's not getting done?
What am I missing out? What could I be doing right now? But because it was an order from a coach, it felt like, wait a minute, this is what I am to be doing right now.
This is good for me.
And I enjoyed every second of it at a different level. So the reason that
And your body, I'm sure, responded to it in a different level. And actually, I physically saw it. I physically saw your legs and your feet and your face,
and emotionally, energetically.
Like you woke up the next day and you looked younger. You looked more energetic.
Thank you.
I mean, it's just one of those things.
Sexier,
hotter. I was like, we're not even getting out of bed today.
And we've often talked about scheduling zero task time, but I experienced it in a different way. When it was given to me as an order, like in order for you to maximize all of the work and effort that you have just put in the last 2 hours underwater, you need to go home now and give yourself 2 hours to do nothing.
It's part of the prescription.
It is.
Yeah. And a lot of times we can give ourselves these to-do lists or these tasks, and we don't put the meaning and the why and the what does it mean behind it.
And like I said, I've often talked about scheduling zero task time, but the underlying belief, I'm not sure that I
accepted it fully,
that I'm going to give myself permission.
There's an undercurrent of knowing things still need to get done.
Yes.
And the fact is, there will always be things that need to get done. But if we can know how beneficial that rest and recovery is, I mean, if you ran an engine or a car nonstop all the time, it's going to just fall out. Like it's going to burn up. The gears are going to catch. The friction is going to be too much. But if you take care of it, if you oil it, if you just give it some time to rest and recover.
Yes.
And that's the way of taking care of ourselves.
And so it's almost like I valued myself over everything that needed to be done.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to share that little tiny shift in perspective changed the whole outcome for me.
Yeah. And there were physical results, which was amazing. And sometimes we don't see that.
No, I woke up the next day saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm ready to go. Like, let's get on this."
Because you didn't allow yourself to rest in the worry, the anxiety of the things not getting done. You actually took full advantage of the intentional rest and recovery.
Yes, because okay, so let's go there. When you are resting and recovering and at the same time feeling worry, anxiety, and that you could, have to be doing something else, you're not only not allowing yourself to rest and recover, but you are draining energy. So then
so big.
So then after those 2 hours, you actually feel worse.
Yeah, because you feel like you've wasted time.
Yes.
There's so many things in this. And I feel like this is going to lead into our next podcast where we talk about different pathways to the feeling.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'll go there with you.
Well, it's wanting the feeling, like it's wanting the rest and recovery, but not allowing us to be in it fully.
Okay, were you going to follow up with something that you ended with your sentence went up at the end? So I'm like, there must be more.
Well, because when we don't give ourselves full permission to feel the feeling of being in that rest and recovery, because we're carrying with us this anxiety and this feeling of things that need to get done.
Yes.
Like we haven't taken the prescription.
Yes.
Like
we haven't bought into it or believed it fully.
Yeah. Like
we haven't believed. It's all in what you believe. And there was something deep inside me that believed laying on the couch is lazy. That's the underlying belief.
And your coach brought in laying on the couch after this is part of the process that gets you to exactly where you want to be.
Yes. I'm going to tell you something. I am realizing the secret to life, the secret to manifesting, the secret to creating, the secret to changing, the secret to communicating, the secret is all in how you feel.
I'm 100% there. Because
it's all in how you feel.
And in life, how do you want to feel at the end of it? Because what you feel is going to dictate the story that you're telling.
Yes. And here's the thing is that when you realize I can actually choose the feeling I want, which was a really hard journey for me to get to.
Right.
Because I would tell Jason, I'm thinking positively, I'm thinking optimism, I'm thinking all of these wonderful,
high energy,
dreamy,
high level thoughts.
High energy thoughts. However,
intellectual. It's an intellectual thing.
However, I would tell him deep down, I feel exhausted.
I don't feel it.
I'm not feeling inspired.
I'm thinking this, I'm writing it, my journal shows this, all the words are right. Why am I not feeling it? And it's when we sit back and we get to choose that feeling and then get to move towards.
And I feel like that's really hard for people. It was really hard for me. It was really hard because I would tell Jason, well, the reality is this is how I feel. And I already know that what I say after I am is what I am. However, there was this almost gaslighting myself in some deep form.
It's just behind the curtain.
And it's taken me a long time to really unpeel all of the layers to realize, well, why am I holding on to this feeling when I know that I can choose this feeling? And it came as simple as laying on the couch? Why am I holding on to
the worry, the anxiety, the have-tos, the should-dos?
And it was because someone gave me permission. An outside person gave me not only permission, a prescription. This is how I get to my dreams. So there's something deep inside me that feels like being lazy is not the way to your dreams, and following the process is the way to your dreams. That really is what it came down to.
Yeah.
But I had to go through a lot to get to that point.
Yeah. And when we're growing towards our dreams, it's important to make rest and recovery part of the process, because it allows us to not only intellectually get there, but allows our bodies and our physical being to catch up with us in the knowing and in the beingness of it.
So good. So good. I hope this helps someone out there. And I hope I'm not alone in that I have been stuck in this. And if it has hit you or if it has struck you, please email us at
Jason@livinglucky.com or Jana@livinglucky.com.
We love to hear from you. Thanks for joining us.
Well, keep living lucky.
Bye-bye. If the idea of living lucky appeals to you, visit us at startlivinglucky.com.